If you've ever wanted to make buttermilk pancakes from scratch, then this is the video for you. They're a lot easier to do than you might think they are, and they taste way better than the box mix. If you like the video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, links and information are in the description below. First thing we need to do is get our batter ready. 2 cups all-purpose flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons baking soda, and 1.25 teaspoon of kosher salt. We're gonna mix that together. Now we're gonna put our wet ingredients right on top. First thing you're gonna wanna do is melt 3 tablespoons of butter. It's 2.5 cups of buttermilk, 2 large eggs, and then your 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Now we're gonna whisk that all together, but do not over whisk. You just wanna do it till it's all combined. I like to break the yolks before I start. So you may still have lumps, and that's okay. You just don't wanna over mix it. Now we're gonna set this to the side. They recommend a minimum of 30 minutes to let it rest and let all the baking soda and the baking powder activate with the buttermilk. I'm not 100% positive what all goes on, but whatever it does, the chemical reaction is really yummy. So I usually do an hour, but like I said, minimum 30 minutes. We're gonna be making regular pancakes and an apple-filled one. I like to call them an apple roll-up. If you're interested in just the regular ones, feel free to skip ahead. And if you want to do the apple ones, let's get our apples ready. You're gonna need a cup of diced apple. I like to peel my apple. If you wanna leave your peel on, of course you can go ahead and do that. I'm using a Honeycrisp, but of course you can use whatever apple you prefer. So you want like a coarse diced, so I just, slice it up. And instead of like big chunks, I like to cut it down just a little smaller so then they will cook down and get nice and soft. You're gonna wanna put that in a saucepan. Once you have your apples all cut up, we're gonna add in a little lemon juice, 1/2 tablespoon, 1/8 cup or 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 cup hot water. Mix that all up. Turn on to like a medium-low heat, and then you're just gonna keep stirring and watching it until it starts to thicken, and you're making pretty much an apple pie filling that's gonna go on the pancake. I do like to sit and break up some of the bigger chunks as I'm going along. Once it thickens, you're gonna wanna turn your temperature down to super low or even off, but you wanna keep those apples warm so they keep cooking and soften up for once your pancake's ready for them. Right before your batter's ready, you're gonna wanna get your griddle set up. I set mine to about 300 degrees, and we're gonna be making the apple roll-ups first. For these ones, you can use any type of dispenser you want. I'm gonna be using a large scoop. You could use a large spoon. We're gonna be putting it on and then spreading it out. We're gonna make a rectangle. I have made these apple roll-ups with box mix before. The box mix, however, they get really thick. And to get a really nice roll, it's nice when you have a really thin pancake, so the buttermilk works really good. Now we wait for the little bubbles to pop. So you just wanna run your spatula around it. It's gonna give the middle a little bit longer, but you can see all the bubbles have come and popped, and that's how you know a pancake's ready to be flipped, when they don't fill back in. But I'm gonna wait for this middle part just a little bit. If you're an impatient pancake maker, like I am usually, I just tap the griddle, which will help the bubbles come up faster. Now I just let that side cook for just truthfully like maybe 30 seconds. It doesn't need too long. And then we're gonna flip it back over and put our apple filling on it. Usually I can tell when a pancake's done just by the touch of it. It's really soft and it's springy. So you're not flipping them a whole bunch of times. Flip it back over. And then I just take some of that apple filling you made, put it on one end. If you wanted, you could spread it all over. Diced your apples up really, really teeny, you could just probably spread it, but this is how I like to do it. And then you're gonna roll it up. And then I try to set it on the steam and let it sit there for a little bit. Sometimes it helps it seal itself. And then I like to put apple on top. You can serve it with syrup, without syrup. We usually do it without syrup. I actually like to put the apple just on top of regular buttermilk pancakes. Tastes really good. That's it, super simple. Smells really good. For the regular buttermilk pancakes, you can kind of do it any way you want and make them any size you want. I have a large scoop here. My kids like really little pancakes, so sometimes I use my small scoop. And it's the same as any other pancake. You're gonna wait for the bubbles to come to the surface and break. And then when the batter doesn't fall back in, that's when you know they're ready to be flipped. But see, I don't know if you can see, they're popping and filling back in. That means they're not ready to be flipped. This is a first for me to have to stand and actually watch my pancakes cook. I don't with the apple ones though, because those ones cook so fast because you make them thin. With a bigger pancake though, I never stand and wait. So you can see there's bubbles that are popping and not filling back in. So we're gonna go ahead and flip. I usually go off if even just one of them, it's got bubbles that are popping and not filling in, and I put them all on at the same time, they're all gonna be ready. And then I will do it by touch. So right now they're almost kind of a firm feeling, and once that inside gets cooked, they almost have a springy touch to them. So yeah, they're pretty springy right now. I still like to double check the bottoms. See, they're still kind of light, so I'm gonna give them a little bit longer. But they don't need much. You don't wanna overcook them. I'm just gonna stack them all up here. A nice little stack of pancakes. Now I'm ready to eat. I wish you guys could smell them. They smell so good. Like I said, they're not that hard. They do take a few more ingredients than a box mix, but they taste so much better. They just taste fresh, and the melted butter in them, I don't even know how to explain it. It just tastes really good. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments below. And is there anything you like to add into your pancakes? I know there's the normal blueberries and Nutella, and I've seen where people do cinnamon swirl in them. I'm always looking for new ideas, so just throw them out if you got one. All right, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.